I'll never forget a story one of my viewers emailed me not long ago. Her name was Linda, 67 years old, a grandmother of 3 from Florida. She thought she was doing everything right when it came to eating healthy. Her doctor had warned her to cut back on red meat, so she proudly filled her plate with seafood, shrimp, tilapia, salmon, swordfish, thinking she was making the smart choice. But one morning, she woke up with her vision slightly blurred, her hands tingling, and a strange dizzying nausea that wouldn't go away. At first, she thought it was just age catching up to her. But within hours, she was rushed to the ER. The shocking discovery: her mercury levels were dangerously high, her nervous system was under attack, and her body was quietly overloaded with toxic chemicals she never even knew were hiding in the foods she trusted. Imagine trying to take care of your body and accidentally poisoning it instead. The hopeful part of Linda E.'s story is this: once she switched to the right kinds of seafood, her recovery was nothing short of miraculous. Her energy returned, her thinking became clearer, her digestion improved, and she even started sleeping better. And her doctor told her, "You're a living proof that the food we choose every day can either age us faster or roll back the clock." Linda E.'s story isn't rare. It is a warning sign for every single person watching right now who is over 60. Friends, this is why today's video might be one of the most important you'll ever watch. Because the truth is, not all seafood is safe for you. Some of it can actually speed up aging, harm your memory, and raise your risk for heart disease and cancer. And yet other seafoods can do the opposite. They can sharpen your brain, protect your heart, and add years of healthy living to your life. If you click below and subscribe right now, that noble act may literally help save millions of seniors' lives. Why? Because YouTube pushes videos with more subscribers and comments to people who need it most. You are not just helping yourself, you are helping countless others who may be eating these dangerous foods every single day without realizing it. Now let's pull back the curtain and reveal the first seafood you should never touch. The first seafood that can wreck your health is farmed shrimp. At first glance, shrimp looks harmless. It's tiny, light, and often marketed as a lean protein. But behind the scenes, farmed shrimp is one of the dirtiest and most contaminated seafoods you can put on your plate. Over 90% of the shrimp sold in the US is imported, mostly from countries like India, Indonesia, and Thailand, where it's raised in massive, overcrowded ponds. To keep the shrimp alive in these unsanitary conditions, farmers pump the water with antibiotics, pesticides, and chemicals banned here in the US. What's worse, traces of these chemicals make their way into the shrimp that ends up on your dinner table. Consumer reports once revealed that nearly 60% of tested imported shrimp contained bacteria like E. coli and Vibrio. Bacteria that can cause violent diarrhea infections and life-threatening food poisoning, especially in seniors whose immune systems aren't as strong as they used to be. I'll never forget Harold, a 72-year-old veteran who used to tell me proudly that he ate shrimp cocktails at almost every family event because they were light and safe. But every few months, Harold ended up doubled over with stomach cramps and unpredictable bouts of diarrhea. He thought it was just old age or irritable bowel issues. But when his daughter finally convinced him to avoid imported shrimp and switch to wild-caught Gulf shrimp, his digestion improved so dramatically that he called it the best stomach decision of my life. Imagine the embarrassment he could have avoided had he known sooner. The solution here isn't to banish shrimp forever. You can still enjoy it, but you need to be picky. Look specifically for labels that say wild-caught US Gulf shrimp. Yes, it's a little pricier, but it's safer, fresher, and even tastes better. Here's a little trick. If the shrimp is too cheap, it's almost always farmed. If you've ever tasted the difference between wild shrimp and farmed shrimp, I'd love for you to comment below and share. Your comment may open another senior's eyes before they reach for that cheap bag of imported shrimp at the supermarket. And here's the kicker. We're just scratching the surface. The next seafood looks fancy and delicious, but it could be silently poisoning your brain. The second seafood seniors must avoid is swordfish. Swordfish has that big, meaty steak texture that makes it a staple at upscale restaurants. It looks impressive on the plate. But hidden inside swordfish is one of the deadliest risks for older adults: mercury. According to the FDA and EPA, swordfish is among the very highest mercury fish you can eat. Mercury is a heavy metal that sneaks into your body and doesn't leave easily. It builds up over time in your brain, liver, and kidneys. The danger? Mercury targets your nervous system. It can weaken your memory, slow your reflexes, and even lead to tremors or early dementia-like symptoms. One powerful study in environmental health perspectives showed that adults with higher mercury exposure scored worse on memory tests and had significantly more difficulty with focus and concentration. Think about it. You could be doing crosswords and puzzles to keep your mind sharp, but one swordfish steak a week could undo all of that work. A retired Navy officer once wrote to me saying he loved swordfish steaks so much that he ordered them almost weekly when he and his wife went out for date nights. Over time, he noticed small hand tremors and an unshakable brain fog. His doctor suspected early Parkinson's, but tests revealed sky-high mercury levels. The moment he stopped eating swordfish, his symptoms began to ease. He told me, "If I had known this 10 years ago, I might have saved myself years of fear." So what's the safer choice if you love hearty fish? Swap swordfish for wild-caught salmon, haddock or cod. You'll still get that satisfying thick bite without the toxic load. And if you believe more seniors deserve to know about this hidden brain danger, please hit the like button right now. That one click is your way of protecting others from losing their memories to something as preventable as the wrong dinner choice. Now let's move to the next seafood, one that most of you probably have in your freezer this very moment. And this one may shock you. The third seafood you should never put on your plate is tilapia. Tilapia has become the budget fish of America. It's cheap, it's available everywhere, and it's often marketed as mild-tasting and versatile. But here's the truth. Nobody wants to talk about. Most tilapia sold in US supermarkets is imported from factory-style fish farms in China and other countries with extremely poor safety oversight. These farms often feed tilapia with low-quality pellets made from soy and corn instead of their natural diet. This diet flips the fish's nutritional profile upside down. Instead of being rich in omega-3s, the healthy fats that protect your brain and heart, farmed tilapia is packed with omega-6 fatty acids. Why does that matter? Because too much omega-6 triggers inflammation in your body. Inflammation is the hidden spark behind arthritis, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even Alzheimer's progression. A study in the Journal of the American Dietetic Association confirmed that tilapia actually has more omega-6 than a greasy hamburger. Think about that for a second. The healthy fish may inflame your body more than fast food. I once spoke with Martha, a 69-year-old retired teacher who proudly served tilapia 3 nights a week because it was affordable on her fixed retirement income. Over time, she noticed her knees aching more, her hands stiffening in the morning, and her energy fading. She thought it was just her arthritis getting worse with age, but when her daughter suggested she cut out tilapia and try wild trout or canned sardines instead, Martha's inflammation calmed down dramatically. She later told me, "I felt like my joints rolled back 10 years. If you've ever chosen tilapia because it was cheap, don't feel guilty. Many of us have been fooled. But now that you know the truth, aim for wild-caught trout, sardines, or even herring, which are inexpensive but far healthier. And I want to hear from you. What's your favorite affordable seafood alternative? Comment below with your tips, because other seniors reading your advice may save their joints, their heart, and their health thanks to you. But we're not done yet. The next seafood is the most deceptive of them all. It's marketed as one of the healthiest foods on earth, yet it could be quietly poisoning your body. The fourth seafood to stay far away from is farmed salmon. This one shocks people the most because salmon is praised on every health magazine cover, every TV health segment, and every supermarket flyer as a superfood. But there's a dirty secret. Farmed salmon is not the same as wild salmon. In fact, farmed salmon is loaded with dangerous contaminants like PCBs, chemicals linked to cancer, immune system damage, and hormonal disruptions. A famous 2004 study in Science found that farmed salmon had up to 10 times more toxins than wild salmon. And here's another deception. To make farmed salmon look appealing, producers often dye the flesh pink, because without artificial coloring, farmed salmon is naturally a dull gray. I'll never forget Joanne, a retired nurse in her 70s, who emailed me saying she was proud of eating salmon twice a week for her heart. But after years of faithfully buying farmed salmon on sale, her cholesterol was still high, and she constantly felt tired. Once she switched to Alaskan wild-caught salmon, the transformation shocked her. She reported better energy, clearer skin, and even her doctor noticed her triglycerides improving. Joanne told me, "I wish someone had told me sooner. I thought I was doing everything right." The bottom line is this: if you're going to eat salmon, spend the extra few dollars for wild-caught Alaskan salmon. Your heart, your brain, and your immune system will thank you. And if you believe this hidden truth about farmed salmon could save another senior from unknowingly poisoning themselves, please give this video a like right now. That one small action helps spread awareness far and wide. Now we've revealed the 4 worst seafoods you should never touch after 60: farmed shrimp, swordfish, tilapia, and farmed salmon. Each one carries hidden dangers that can silently rob you of your health, your energy, and your golden years. But we are not stopping here, because there are also 4 seafoods that can do the opposite. Protect your memory, strengthen your bones, and keep your heart young. And some of them are so underrated, you probably walk right past them in the grocery store. Before we move on, I need to remind you again, please subscribe right now, share your personal seafood story in the comments. And remember, this simple, noble act may truly save millions of seniors' lives. Now that you know the 4 seafoods that can secretly damage your health after 60, let us flip the script and talk about the powerful seafoods you must eat if you want to protect your brain, strengthen your body, and add more quality years to your life. These aren't just tasty choices, they're life-saving. The first seafood that belongs on your plate is wild-caught Alaskan salmon. Yes, I mentioned farmed salmon as dangerous, but wild salmon is the complete opposite. It is one of the most powerful longevity foods in the world. Wild salmon is loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA and EPA, which are proven to protect your brain, lower inflammation, and reduce the risk of heart attacks. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that adults who consumed higher amounts of omega-3 rich fish reduced their risk of fatal heart disease by over 30%. For seniors, that's not just a statistic, that's the difference between seeing another grandchild's graduation or missing it. I once spoke with Paul, 74, who told me his doctor warned him about slowing memory. Instead of reaching for expensive supplements, he simply made wild salmon a weekly staple. Within months, he noticed sharper focus and a calmer mood. If you want to get the most benefit, aim for 2 servings per week. Grilling, baking, or even adding salmon flakes to a salad can make it enjoyable and easy. And tell me in the comments, what's your favorite way to cook salmon? Your recipe idea might inspire another senior to make this life-saving switch. But salmon isn't the only brain and heart booster. The next fish has such powerful nutrients that some scientists literally call it the longevity fish. The second seafood you absolutely must eat is sardines. Now, I know some of you might be wrinkling your nose right now, but hear me out. Sardines are small, inexpensive, and surprisingly one of the cleanest fish you can eat. Why? Because they're low on the food chain, which means they don't accumulate dangerous mercury or toxins the way larger fish do. But here's the kicker. Sardines are nutritional gold mines. They're packed with omega-3s, vitamin D, calcium, and even CoQ10, a nutrient that supports heart energy. A study in nutrients found that seniors who consumed small oily fish like sardines had significantly lower rates of cognitive decline. I met a woman named Dolores, 68, who swore she'd never eat sardines because she thought they were smelly and old-fashioned. But when her doctor suggested them for her osteoporosis, she gave them a try. Now she eats them twice a week on whole grain crackers, and she told me, "My joints feel stronger and I actually look forward to them." You can buy them canned in olive oil, which makes them both affordable and shelf-stable. If you believe more seniors should know about this longevity fish, tap that like button. It helps spread awareness far beyond this video. But don't go anywhere, because the next seafood may surprise you. It's not as famous, but it's secretly one of the best allies for your bones and energy. The third seafood you should add to your life is mackerel. Mackerel is often overlooked, but it's another oily fish rich in omega-3s, vitamin B12 and selenium. Here's why that matters. Omega-3s protect your heart and joints, B12 helps prevent memory loss and anemia, and selenium supports your immune system. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who ate oily fish like mackerel had lower levels of inflammation markers and better heart function. I remember speaking with Roger, 70, who always felt fatigued and assumed it was just getting older. But after a nutritionist suggested mackerel, which he started grilling once a week, he noticed his energy levels returning. He said, "It was like I got my afternoons back." You can find canned mackerel easily in grocery stores, and it's much less expensive than salmon. Try it in a salad or sandwich. It's tastier than you think. And I'd love for you to comment below. Have you ever tried mackerel before? If so, what's your favorite way to eat it? Your idea could help someone else discover this hidden gem. And speaking of hidden gems, the next seafood is so powerful for your bones and muscles that many seniors don't realize they're skipping it at their own risk. The fourth seafood you must eat regularly is anchovies. Now, I know some people only think of anchovies as pizza toppings, but in truth these tiny fish are nutrient-packed superheroes. Just like sardines, they're small and low in mercury, but they're loaded with calcium, magnesium, and vitamin K, nutrients essential for bone strength. For seniors, bone health is everything, because fractures can take away independence faster than almost anything else. A study in Osteoporosis International showed that seniors with higher intakes of calcium and vitamin K from fish sources had stronger bones and a lower risk of hip fractures. I once spoke to Claire, 73, who laughed that she only ever saw anchovies in Caesar salad dressing, but once she began adding them to her pasta dishes, not only did she love the flavor boost, but her bone scans improved. She said, "I never thought something so small could make such a big difference." Anchovies are easy to add into sauces, spreads, or even as a savory snack. And if you think more seniors should know how anchovies can secretly protect their bones, hit that like button. It's the simplest way to spread this life-saving secret. We've now revealed the 4 worst seafoods to avoid: farmed shrimp, swordfish, tilapia, and farmed salmon, and the 4 you must eat: wild salmon, sardines, mackerel, and anchovies. The difference between these choices can mean the difference between a sharper memory or brain fog, stronger bones or fractures, vibrant energy or fatigue. Your dinner plate has more power over your health and longevity than almost anything else. Here's your simple action plan. Cut out the toxic, farmed, high-mercury fish and replace them with the safe, oily, nutrient-rich ones. Even 1 or 2 swaps each week can dramatically lower your risk for heart disease, improve your memory, and protect your joints and bones as you age. And I want you to share your personal story. What seafood have you eaten the most? And did today's video change your perspective? Comment below, because your story could inspire someone else to take action before it's too late. Before we wrap up, let me remind you, please subscribe right now and join this community of seniors who are committed to living longer, stronger, and healthier lives. And remember, if you click below, this noble act may save millions of seniors' lives. You never know. Your one click could be the reason someone avoids a health disaster and gains years of vitality.